Healing is not a destination, it's a journey, and self compassion is the guide that will light your path so you can continue to move toward this healing and transformation that you're looking for. Without the self compassion, you won't make it very far, and you'll continue to feel paralyzed by self rejection, feel like you're at war with your brain and body. Self compassion is what shifts this and actually allows us to be at peace with ourselves and move into partnership with our brain and our bodies so they can finally serve as our allies rather than our enemies. Mastering self compassion is one of the most healing things you'll ever do. And again, we don't do it because I told you it was important. And we don't do it because we did a guided meditation. We practice it every single day. We bring it into every equation of our life. We wake up in the morning and we put a little note on our mirror that says, be nice to yourself today. And we get a little bit, 1% better every day. And pretty soon, in a couple months, our nervous system just feels so much better. Why? Because that's how we create safety. We think about stress in our life and lowering stress and creating safety. Everyone thinks about their external world. My job, my kids are stressing me out, my health problem. The most powerful safety signal we will ever send to the nervous system is the one coming from our insides, the internal environment. That has everything to do with what's your self-talk. And so many of you have been using self-rejection and self-criticism as fuel for your journey and your behaviors for a really long time. A lot of you have probably been using things like not liking the way that your body looks to fuel your workouts, right? We look in the mirror, ugh, disgust, gotta go work out. Can't stand this about myself. My thighs are too big, gonna go restrict in my diet. Using self-criticism, telling yourself you're lazy, you're not good enough, to ignite motivation, right? To give you this edge of like, if I'm just kind of tough with myself, then maybe that'll drive me to do the thing that I need to do so that I can avoid more shame. That's all you're trying to do. But we're using shame to motivate us all along. Self-rejection and self-criticism, they're not the precursors for change. They're self-abuse, and they will keep you sick and stuck. Self-compassion isn't just a fun little word that I talk about over and over again in this program. It is 100% necessary for you to cultivate, to master, to really embody in order for you to heal in this lifetime. If you want to thrive, you're going to have to master this. And as long as you have self-compassion on board, your whole journey is going to be fueled by love. And as long as you're fueled by love, you will feel safe. And as long as you feel safe, your nervous system will actually be doing its job. And that is what healing requires of every single one of us. We're going to together practice one of the most powerful ways to combat resistance, because we're going to come up against it in this program, in our lives, along our healing journeys. We're all going to experience resistance. Something that a lot of you right now are really up against. Something that I still struggle with on occasion. And anytime I experience this resistance, the most effective way, the quickest way to shift things is to cultivate more self-compassion. What does that look like? We're going to practice it right now together. I want every single one of you to close your eyes and get in a comfortable position, whatever that is for you. Maybe you're sitting there, you want to lay down, or whatever it is. I want you to get comfortable and close your eyes and take a couple big, deep breaths and just center yourself in the present moment. I want you to just take note of what you can hear. I want you to take note of what you feel. Maybe your chair pushing up against you or the weight of your body against the ground. Maybe your hands feel heavy resting on your lap. Just taking a minute to come back into the present moment. I want you to think about and acknowledge this area of work that you've been resisting. Maybe it's multiple areas. Maybe it's the self-compassion and the mindset stuff. Just become aware of it. What is this resistance? Maybe some of those reasons that I read to you really resonated. It's like, oh, that's me. That's my pattern. Now, I want you to notice any judgment or defiance that comes up when you bring this into your awareness. Just observe it. Like, that's me, and like, I always do this, stupid me, whatever it is that we say to ourselves. Just notice that dialogue. Become aware of it. Now, for a second, I want you to ask yourself, what is this resistance trying to tell me? What are the fears and the beliefs that are underneath all of this resistance to take better care of myself? Just take a second to think about what is underneath this resistance. Okay, now that we are taking a moment to really feel the resistance, to explore a little bit, we're gonna meet this resistance with self-compassion. Consider what you might say to a really dear friend, or maybe a daughter, or any friend that was facing some significant challenge. What would you say to them right now? What tone would you say it in? How would you say it? Just take a second to reflect. I want you to understand that you deserve this same non-judgmental, kind, loving, understanding presence in your life. I want you to repeat this to yourself. May I be kind to myself. May I be patient with myself. And may I forgive myself for not being kind or patient in the past. Take a couple deep breaths and practice really receiving this love and this kindness from yourself. All right, you can open your eyes. For some of you, you were able to feel the love and the kindness and just this gentle understanding presence. For others, you're thinking, what in the world? I didn't feel a thing at all. Again, this cultivating this self-compassion, this kindness toward ourselves is maybe not something you're going to master in one guided meditation in a couple weeks in the program. But I am telling you, self-compassion is one of the most powerful and transformative things you can do in your life during these moments of difficulty. Acknowledging this resistance, acknowledging the suffering, and saying to yourself, this is a moment of suffering. This is resistance. This is hard. It's a part of life. But may I be kind to myself throughout it. Because most of us are doing the opposite. Every single one of us struggles in life with this resistance, with hard times, It's okay that we're not perfect and we haven't mastered all of this and we're not getting everything just right. It's so important to remember that you're not alone on your journey. You're not lost. You're not broken beyond repair. The power of bringing this gentle encouragement and this compassion, this loving kindness, this attention into your suffering, into your hard times. This is how we nurture our bodies and allow them to feel safe. So important to feel safe and to feel love. It's how we get unstuck. So, in the beginning, when you're practicing this work, you might not feel like you can actually receive this love and kindness from yourself because so many of you have been doing the complete opposite for a lifetime. Just like anything, it's going to take practice and it might feel cheesy and it might feel like nothing in the beginning. That's what it felt like for me. It's like, what am I doing? This is so bizarre. It just so happens that self compassion is the precursor to all healing and growth, period. Without it, you will continue to struggle. Your days will feel like they're full of resistance. You're never enough. And like you've just got this meanie on your back all the time. Self compassion is the love and the safety that fuels all healing and transformation.